Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and I'm making my way down the check-in list for the Trump crime family adult spawn, I guess. So anyway, this one's devoted to Don Jr., and we'll see if Kimberly Guilfoyle comes in as well. Right? God. Anyway, hold on, let me swap out cameras. Okay, so I have the cards all ready, all shuffled for reversals. I just need to draw the cards. All right, so Don Jr. And if Kimberly Guilfoyle comes through, we'll see that. But let's... Don Jr. Okay. Let's see. Don Jr. Okay. Forces in motion. Oh, Ace of Pentacles reversed. His biggest challenge. Oh, yeah. Mommy issues. Ooh. Okay. He's got to be one of the worst dads on the planet, too. Every time I see photos of his kids, they look like they're in trauma. But that's when they were younger. Maybe it's getting better now that, he's been divorced from his first wife. Because maybe she's taken better care of. Anyway. Don Jr. only, not his kids. Okay. Past. Presently, give me a moment and I'll get them framed up. Future, karma hanging over him, actually. Karma hanging over him, so that would be more present. Wow. And 4 cards for, move my mouse there. Okay, 4 cards for his present or future. Well, his future looks better than I don't know. You never know. What they do with the energy is up to them, but these are the opportunities for healing and whether they take them or not, I never know until, well, we can track it over time. At least it's something that's easy to see with his father, but I very rarely remember what I get with the kids, except for Ivanka, I tend to. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles reversed. Now, these 2 cards here are really important for the entire spread. So this is the forces in motion. So with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, I think he's been in debt. I think he's lost a lot of money. I think he's seeing the repercussions of just mismanagement and probably snorting a lot of coke. That's very expensive. It's costly on so many levels, right? And his biggest challenge with the Queen of Pentacles coming through in the challenge position, we need to read it in the reversal, which has to do with being just very worried about money, neglecting himself, dependent on something. Well, we know what that something is, right? Yeah. His past, with the King of Pentacles, he has had the ability to bring in money. He has had the you know, he's had his position. You see the little, look at all these like tentacles. He's had the position of being a chairperson on Trump foundations, and they've lost, you know, the kids can't even be in the state of New York. They cannot even create a foundation for charity anymore because they're guilty of stealing from a children's trust. So this is in his past. Look at all these, like, you know, the tentacles of just sucking and taking away from. I mean, look, you just think of all the Trump towers built here. We've got the castles, the throne. Looks like water pouring through there. I don't know what that is. This over here is a phone, a cell phone, smartphone, whatever. Yeah. My goodness. We've got guns. We've got medical establishment, big pharma, ATF here, I'm thinking. Oh my goodness, agriculture here. This is like the dude that steals from everything and everyone. Man, this is one of those decks where you might not need to read reversals, but I like to. So the other thing in his past with the Three of Wands, this is probably his dad that eats paper, right? But when it comes through reversed, that brings in no progress, no growth, maybe even no friends to celebrate with anymore. It's our card when it comes through in the reverse position. It's one of my cards for being having a setback, but when it comes to a person in a leadership position, which I can't really say is him, it's like a bad leader, but this is his dad. This is his dad here, and this is his dad, and he's hitched his wagon to his dad, like all the, you know, the adult spawn have. On another level, too, it's our card when it comes to reversed of somebody who's just not growing. They're not progressing in the evolution of their soul. And so because of that, they're in a lot of self-doubt. All right, they don't really know which way to go. That's the past. Presently, with the Seven of Cups, it's like, you know, he probably thinks that he has a lot of options, but I think he's running out. And with this deck, they're calling it illusions. And it can be that. So there's that. I think he's running out of options, though. And then with the Moon card coming through reversed, it's delusions straight up. But the Moon card reversed can, you know, maybe this is just like nobody wants to kiss the frog anymore. Maybe what's her face, you know, the Kimberly Guilfoyle. Maybe she's not so enamored anymore. Maybe she's kind of whatever. But anyhow, when the Moon card comes through reversed, I often feel like it's getting a little bit more clear than in the past. But then other times it's about secrets coming out. Right? So, yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I'm feeling like it's, because these cards, you know, of course they touch each other, I'm feeling like secrets coming out from his dad really affects him. Now, but hanging over him, he does have the star. So with his, you know, I can't read it any other way, and that the karma that's hanging over him is that he can still hope. He can still make changes. He can still heal. He can go into rehab again and maybe work it through and not have to go back. But, you know, it's normal it's very normal for people to go through rehab 9 or 10 or 20 times even, whatever it takes, you know. But he still has some hope going on in his life there. But with the, is this the weirdest rendition of the Hermit ever? He's been searching for love in all the wrong places, is what I'm getting with this one. But he's still hoping. And these two together, that, you know, I still feel like he's still hoping that he has some deeper connection with his dad, and that his dad is going to bail him out, and that things are going to be okay. But I really feel like these two cards, to have both of these cards here together in the present position, I feel like he's just completely deluded. Yeah. Okay, and then his future, that we have the Ten of Swords, but it did come through reversed. So, you know, I think he's, like, in my typical explanation for the Ten of Swords reverse is being on a bed of nails. So in the future, he could have some favors coming through from his dad, because he does a lot of so-called promotional work for him, right? The Page of Pentacles here as well tells me that he's still looking up towards the money. But maybe we can just go with the images here, in that he's looking towards the money, but because I read directionally, you know, he's searching for it in the wrong places. I don't think his dad's going to be able to hang in there much longer. But they're still, you know, the whole family is involved in money laundering. And even though Ivanka and Jared, or especially Ivanka, can distance herself from her dad, they're still all tied up in the money laundering. That's just a part of what Trump org is. So until it goes down completely, he does still have his hope. He still is following the money, but he's running out of time, is what I'm getting here. We've got clocks. You know, he's running out of time because he's going in the wrong direction. Right? Body's going one way, his feet are going the other. Talk about being torn in two with your addictions. Now, and then in the future, we have the Ace of Cups, and maybe he finds his fulfillment, you know, in the fridge. Maybe he keeps his drugs in the freezer. Maybe he keeps his vodka in the freezer. That's what I'm getting with that one. And then for the last card here, with the, and I'll grab the two off the bottom, with the fertility, this is the Empress, you know, that's straight up. But when it's reversed, we're talking no fertility on that level, which, you know, who cares? I don't even want to think about that. But this is my card for major dependencies. And again, we've got the Mother card here. And again, the dependencies. There's a lot of dependencies here, a lot of problems. So, also, when the Empress comes through reversed, it's a lot of, you know, like insecurities. You're not able to create abundance anymore because there's some problem going on, right? There's major difficulties. Okay, let's see what was at the bottom. Nine of Wands reversed, and man, I keep getting this for the, okay, so conformity, this is the Hierophant, but coming through in the reverse position, tells me that there's a lack of, there's rebellion, you know, he's not conforming, he's not getting good advice, you know, but maybe it's good for him to rebel. On some level, he's going to need to rebel from his whole, you know, family, or from his dad. His mom's gone, but he can rebel from his dad at some point. But I feel like his morals are lacking. His belief system's all skewed. Because, I mean, just look at it upright. We've got the church and the devil and all of that. right. I think his mom was pretty well tied into the whole church thing, but I don't know if she did later on in her life. And then with the Nine of Wands, it's our card for feeling very defended. In this deck, they call it anxious. But when it comes to reversed, we are absolutely exhausted, and there's not even any fight left. You know, here we can run away, and we have PTSD. He's probably here like trying to run away from his dad, but he doesn't. It's reversed. He doesn't run away from his dad, and he's exhausted. That's what happens. It's often a card of a disaster too, but that's what happens when you use drugs like that. You're up and down, exhausted, just, blowing out your adrenals. So, okay, well, that's my Don Jr. card, or Don Jr. reading, and I don't see very many cards or anything that goes with, what's her name? I'm wondering if that's, falling apart. So, anyway, okay. Thanks, you guys. Be back soon.